Hi, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Adventures with Grant, Health Edition. Today we have with us Andreas. He is an urban gardener, physiotherapist, dabbles in a bit of philosophy, I think we can say.
Yeah.
And today he's going to take us to his urban garden and share a few interesting facts about urban gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Andreas, how did you get into urban gardening?
It was all a coincidence. Actually, 1 year after I moved to Trondheim in 2005, a good friend of mine, a good friend of ours actually, Sophia, she had a friend who wanted to create something to give back to the community in Trondheim, here in Bakklandet. And so they set out to start a garden in this green patch over here that we're going to see now, because it was protected from building because of the sand is not stable.
Oh, right.
The ground is not stable. So I was actually thrown into this by coincidence in 2015. I had no gardening experience before that.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, and is there any particular focus up here? Are they sectioned into certain categories of vegetables, or is it just plant what you can plant?
So we're going up
We're
here.
going up here?
Yeah.
Cool.
So basically this whole area is about 5,000 square meters, and it belongs to Trondheim Kommune. And when we came here, it was only 2 smaller plots with parcel gardenings from neighbors, but the rest of the area was just a big space of green stuff.
Right.
And we got to rent this ground if we had an organization.
Okay.
So we had a meeting, Facebook meeting in 2015. 60 people showed up, and everyone in this area and also other people from Trondheim were super excited to come and start gardening inside the city.
Right.
And this was the first year that Trondheim Kommune actually had finances.
Fantastic. And that was 2015?
15,
right.
Specifically for urban gardening. So once we got the organization done, we could apply it for Trondheim Kommune to buy some tools and equipment. And then we just started to create a communal garden where everyone shares everything.
Right. Nice, that's awesome. So just to be clear for the English-speaking guests, Trondheim Kommune, that's basically the local government.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So is all of this land here, this can all be gardened? It's all open for people to garden?
Exactly. So all our members can come together and garden in all of these areas. But we do need to have some kind of planning before we go ahead.
Right.
So this bed and that bed up there where you see now the tent was one of the first areas we started.
Cool.
And we basically started up from there and gradually expanded more and more. And here we can see a hazelnut tree that we planted a couple of years ago.
And how are they going?
Well, they're doing great now because they got some fertilization from a local organic farmer.
Oh, fantastic. One of the questions that pops to mind is this only for the people in this area?
No.
Or can anyone in Trondheim
Anyone
be
in
a part of
Trondheim
this?
can be a part of this, and anyone can join by becoming a member. And we have a very small membership fee. It's 400 NOK for people in work, and it's 600 for families, so with kids and everything.
Okay.
And it's 200 kroner if you're a student or on a low pay.
Fantastic. So
That's everything you pay for a year.
Right, so you pay 200 for a year if you're a student, for example, and you can come in and just work on your patch.
That's it. And the thing is that we don't even have a separate patch for every individual. We basically garden in a communal way where we organize what to plant where, and some people will get responsible for a certain project, or they get responsible for certain crops. So let's say someone is taking care of potatoes, someone is taking care of the nut and berry producing trees.
Right.
So we kind of separate our group in that way.
And do you guys try and go after expertise? So if you feel someone is better at doing something, do you try and use the skill sets you have from before, or are you teaching each other
exactly.
how to?
Because this is the thing that some people come in here with no background from gardening or farming at all. And most of us who came in here didn't actually have any real experience or education. So we have been trying to figure things out and getting knowledge by inviting experts, gardeners, permaculturists to come here and teach us methods and techniques that all the members could learn. And then we kind of try to stay on that kind of track in our own process.
Yeah, that pathway to keep learning and keep improving and getting better.
But let's say that someone has no experience at all. They will get a simple task in the beginning to maybe dig a ditch for a new bed, instead of weeding in a bed where you might have something that we are actually
trying to grow.
To grow, exactly.
Yeah. That wouldn't be very cool.
No.
So do you want to show us some of the things that you've started growing here?
Yeah.
Or the things maybe you take care of?
Exactly.
Since it might be communal, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
personally, I've developed a keen interest into the perennial stuff.
Okay.
So the crops that come every year,
right,
without having to reseed and replant. I find that very beautiful, where you work together with nature, and you kind of let nature do its thing. And so I could show a couple of perennial things. Over here, for instance, we have something that looks a bit like kale.
Yeah.
And this is actually a variety of kale that you will find by the beach naturally.
Oh, right. What's this called?
It's called strandkål, so basically beach kale.
Right.
And it is a bit more rough and dense than the natural kale, but this has been here now for 3 years.
Wow.
And it comes back every year.
Okay.
You don't need to do anything, just maybe sometimes we'll weed around it. We'll take off some snails if they're too heavily attacked.
Right.
But that's it.
Okay. Now, do you want to share how you would go about preparing this in a dish and what it goes well with?
It could be used in any stir fry, it can be used in any stew. It will have the same kind of taste like kale.
Right.
Same kind of nutrient profile, so very high in fiber and antioxidants and vitamin C, vitamin K and stuff like this. But it also has a bit more toughness, so you need to cook it for a bit longer than natural kale. So that's a fun one. And here we have oregano. It's a wild oregano.
Right.
And we bought one plant once in 2015, and it's been here ever since.
Right.
And just completely taking over
and
this bed.
And this has taken over itself? You haven't replanted?
Nothing.
It started with one
Started
seed?
with one plant, basically.
Yeah,
Bought one plant. And here you can basically harvest the leaves. And how you do that is actually you take one whole chunk when it's ready, and you will make a bundle, make a straw, hang it up in your apartment or in your house, let it dry for half a year. And when it's completely dry and crisp, you basically take off all the, bless you, Mr. Producer. You basically take off all the leaves and you have oregano spice.
Right.
However, what I like to do is to wait until they get flowers. So when this plant get their pink, purplish flowers, you can do the same thing, tie them up in a bundle, let them dry out, and you can cut off all the flowers and they make a beautiful floral tea.
Right, nice. That's a great idea.
So that's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So is this something that we can taste now, or is it?
Oh, for sure.
Is it a little bit messy?
It's not messy at all. It's just a very strong oregano tasting.
Oh, that smells lovely.
Yeah. You can activate.
It's even got a little bit of a minty note to it, which is quite nice.
Yes. It's called bergmynte in Norwegian, which means like berg mint.
Yep.
And you can activate
berg
the leaves
as in
like this.
Mountain.
Exactly.
So having been a bartender, we used to activate our mint by giving it a clap.
Yeah, give it a slap.
Right? Give it a slap before you chuck it in the mojito and stuff
Never
like that,
underestimate a good slap. Same in climbing, yeah?
Yeah, exactly, right?
So that's
lovely.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
And we also have regular mint over there. We can have a look at it. Over here, we have also more perennial onions. So right now it's not been weeded completely, but you see these onion-looking things? They are all onions that came from one original plant that you see at the end there.
Yeah, right.
That big one creates bulbs of onions on top. And what you can do is basically take out that bulb, put it in the ground like a clove of garlic.
Yep.
Plant it and you'll have a new plant.
Right. Should we go over and have a look at that one?
Sure.
Looks like there's some flowering going on.
Exactly.
And this was the original?
This is the original one. So this is a perennial onion. It's called toppløk in Norwegian.
Okay.
The English name I can't really remember at the moment.
These little questions, or the Norwegian things, we can try and put that into the description of the video.
Exactly. So you see here, it's created like a small little onion here now.
Yeah, right.
So if I were to take this little bulb off, it's a bit early now, so I'm not sure if this is going to succeed. I could literally take this, dig it into the soil, give it some water, and it will be a new plant like this one.
Right. That's awesome.
So this is a way you could multiply your garden with onion crops for free.
That's fantastic.
I eat it.
You ate it? For sure.
Give it a taste?
Yeah, and you can also eat these ones.
Nice.
Because this is basically what you will use from this plant.
Yeah, right.
It's a mix of
That's great.
Yeah.
Tastes lovely.
Almost like chives or.
Well, I was going to say.
Yep.
Very a little bit more oniony than chives.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
This is a
That's
fun
lovely.
One. It is good. Yeah.
Nice.
And you can multiply for free.
Yeah, exactly. Now, is there any particular things that you think about here regarding nutritional value and things? You know, of course, we want things from nature.
Yeah.
But is there any specific things that you try to grow for
that
you think are important?
Well, we're a bit limited here in Trøndelag, obviously, because of the climate. But any cabbage, cole crops.
Right.
So all the things that are in the brassica family will do well here.
Is there anything you can point out here? That,
Yeah, so the kale that we saw, and
Cool, thank you, Mr. Producer.
here's a
Take this button.
Yep.
so here's another perennial type of kale. This is called bush kale, and these are actually kale like grønnkål, like kale
Right.
you could eat, which also is a perennial. It just grows back every year. But we could have a look. Here's some garlic, by the way.
Oh, nice.
We
Lovely.
could look over here.
Actually, you've got a nice communal seating here where
Yeah.
people can chill out.
So this is usually where we roll out some blankets to sit on, and when we work and we do some barbecuing over here, we put our crops on the table. And behind us, or behind the producer here now, we have the different kind of cabbage,
Cool.
mangold, the beet family, and basically these will thrive unless we get those flies.
Right.
They eat cole crops. And personally, I think that we should go for the varieties that are natural here, like
Right.
onion species and kale, cole crops. But we like to experiment.
Yep.
So in this little garden, started in 2005, sorry,
5 or
15,
15?
15, sorry,
Yep.
we've had over 66 edible plants grown here.
Wow.
So it's quite a lot. And we had corn, you know, maize, corn.
Yeah.
We have grapes actually over here.
Ha, cool. Nice.
So we actually get some grapes at the end of the summer.
And they work out okay?
They're a bit sour and small,
Okay.
but they're grapes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So and then we obviously have the things like pumpkin and zucchinis and potatoes, artichokes, Jerusalem artichokes. We do get some spinach, arugula, stuff like this.
Yeah.
But personally, when it comes to nutrition, I'm always trying to make sure that we have a lot of berries.
Right.
I like the berries.
Yeah.
They're sweet, they're delicious, they're colorful, they're there to pick,
Yeah.
and you don't need to do anything.
Exactly.
So we have a whole lot of berry producing bushes here. And I think that getting just a bunch in the end of the summer, putting in your freezer, is one of the simplest, healthiest, and cheapest ways to get some of that nutrition in your diet.
Now, thinking of berries, like having lived in Trondheim now for a while, you know, a lot of families, when the summer turns up,
Yeah.
you're going into the woods and things like that, and it's growing on the coastline. You know, we get berries everywhere. Is it wild here as well?
Yeah.
Or do you guys have to plant?
So basically, the varieties I'm talking about now, they are stuff like aronia, which is a very dark, tangy, and nutrient-dense berry that people use as their hedge.
Right.
But we have them over here, and
Okay.
and those 4 bushes, they create a substantial amount of berries. So they're these guys. So we spread them
right.
out a bit more. We prune them and take care of them. And by doing that, we will have these heavy branches hanging full of
Right.
berries every year. And these actually have more antioxidants than you will find in the blueberries in the mountains
Amazing.
or in the forest.
That's fantastic.
And over here we have a plum tree.
Lovely. Oh, like a good plum tree.
Yeah, and this one is actually getting into adolescence, so
Yeah.
we can actually
Yeah.
see some fruits. This is a fruit tree called loganberries.
Yes,
You know this one?
I do.
It's like a hybrid of blackberry and raspberries.
Yes.
Very nutritious and super delicious. And here we have the gooseberries.
Ooh.
This is one of my favorite berries. It's so rich in taste, very full, and you can ferment them. It's super fun to experience with that. Those are blueberries. That one is a blueberry. And we have another blueberry over there somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, it's behind the weeds.
Right.
And they are blueberries, but they're garden blueberries,
okay.
high bush blueberries. And often people ask the questions, the blueberries I buy in the store, are they real blueberries?
Yeah.
They are. They're just a domesticated variety that people have in their gardens. Taller bushes, less blue pigment inside, but they're still valuable and nutritious.
Good.
So you don't need to carry or think.
Don't overthink things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're still berries and they're still good. And here we have the Saskatoon berries. Do you know these?
No, I don't.
They're also blue, sweet berry. Taste a bit like blueberry, and they also go completely full with berries in the end of summer.
Nice. So you guys, I mean, you're quite well equipped here to really make sure that your plate's always filled with nice, healthy, locally produced
exactly
fruit and veg.
The point is obviously not to produce for self-sustainability, and we have now 35 members this year.
Right, okay.
And this little area is not going to feed all of those people, obviously, but it's a little extra sprinkle, and it's fun to try out and see what you can actually do with quite a small area, and also to see the adventure or the journey of the plant from seed to a small plant to a full-grown plant to a ingredient in your kitchen. Yeah. And I think people get more respect for food when they come here and see all the work that is required behind producing even a small potato.
Exactly.
Or an onion.
Exactly.
So you feel more connected to the crops and to nature when you work in this way.
From 2015, you were a member from the start?
Yes, I was a member, and I was kicked into the board. They just told me,
of course,
of like Sophia.
Why am I not surprised you were chucked in there?
I was put in there, and eventually I became a leader for a couple of years. Yeah. Now I stepped down to Nestleder, the second leader, and Elizabeth from Canada is the leader now, and she's done a fantastic job. She's a lot more organized than me when it comes to making all the schedules. She works actually as a what's it called?
Got to watch out for the allergies around here.
She is a city planner, basically, so she knows everything about these things. Yeah. So it's been 5 fun years. I've met a lot of people. We see members coming in from all around the world. A lot of students, a lot of PhDs. Totally different backgrounds. Right. Some people with some experience in gardening and farming. Yeah. Some people are completely blank. Right. And I like that. I really like the big variety of people coming here. Yeah, fantastic. So just to kind of round things off a little bit, I mean, it's been here for 5 years now. Has it been a nice steady growth of members? Are you kind of holding people back a little bit, or how can people get in touch with you guys to? Yeah. I would say that it's kind of started with a big boom. A lot of people wanted to join in the beginning, and then maybe they realized it was not exactly how they expected it to be, or they were living too far off, or they moved away. So we kind of went like first up, then a little bit of a down, and now it's been going up again. And I think part of the reason is what we are dealing with now with the pandemics of Corona. A lot of people are looking into new and different ways of getting in to nature, getting outside. Yeah. And I think people are also a bit more worried when it comes to our food system. Right. Having to produce our food steadily throughout the year with pandemics and things like this happening. I know for sure a lot of farmers in Norway that are very big. They depend on workforce from foreign countries to come in. Yeah. And when the borders are locked, they can't come in. Right. So I think people got a little bit of an awakening happening, and they saw that maybe it's smart to have some kind of a plan B or backup supply of food if something were to happen. Exactly. So kitchen gardening, urban gardening, small-scale farming has really got up this year. That's really good to know. I think that's really helpful for all of us in one way or another. We're not all keen gardeners. I mean, I'm terrible at it. But at the same time, you know, growing up in a family where my grandfather used to do his own gardening and mum loves her gardening and things like that,
but it does take a little bit more effort and energy. And I think one of the parts I want to stress in this is actually it's easier to do when you make time for it. Yeah. And in the lives we live, we often,
exactly. We rush through our days.
We rush through everything and we don't take a moment.
Busy schedules, yeah.
Exactly. And
I think people realized that during the whole Corona lockdown that, shit, I have more time now.
Yeah.
I actually would like to spend time outside.
Yep.
I'd like to be active. I'd like to be doing something meaningful.
Yes.
And if they are, off work or they are stuck at home, then I think gardening and getting outside is really one of the things that attract a lot of people.
Yeah. And I think that also means that, you get your hands on the food you're going to eat as well. Maybe not all of it, but some of it. And you can be proud of yourself that you've sort of connected yourself to. Yeah. Now, I think one last thing, if you could give everyone a little plug as to how they can get in touch with the, Kneiken.
Yeah.
And see if they can become... Oh, there's a nice sign down there, is there?
Yeah, there's a sign over here.
There we go.
And
Too
there's
easy.
one more ahead back to the shed, so we could end off in the end of the garden if it's okay.
Actually, we can go near the shed, and we haven't looked at the shed. We can check that out. There we go.
So basically, Kneiken.no is our webpage.
Okay.
We have a Facebook. We also have Instagram.
Yep.
And we try to update quite regularly, especially during the summer season. But if people also would like to check it out, they can always come here. This is public space, so they can go around in the garden, have a look, read at the sign. And on Wednesday evenings, we're usually here for some gardening, and Sunday midday.
Right.
Here you see potatoes.
Nice.
Onions, Jerusalem artichokes.
Lovely.
Pumpkins, and some flowers over there. And here we also have to mention the compost. The black bin is a food waste compost.
Yes.
And this is maybe the gold mine in our garden, because Trondheim Kommune at this point doesn't really have a very good system for collecting compost, food waste, and creating soil.
Right.
And I think it's a bummer because so many people have all of this beautiful material that can be composted in a bin like this. And in a couple of years, you have soil to grow food in. So what we're doing here is a lot of our members, including myself, we basically go here with our food waste, with some paper you see here, with some straw, and we put it in, mix it around, and it's so warm. It's like 60 degrees down here now.
Yeah, wow.
This is a warm compost, so all the bad microbes are being grilled.
Yes.
And we just basically toss it around like this. And in a couple of years, we'll put it in this bin as a lasagna principle. So put compost, some hay compost. And after a year, you have soil to use for your garden.
Fantastic.
So I think this is something that anyone with a garden, if you are only having flowers to look at, bless you.
Easy over there.
Or if you have a little bit of a kitchen garden, apply for a bin. You get some financial support from the commune at least.
Cool.
So you can have this in your backyard, throw all the food waste in here, and you have soil.
Brilliant. Let's go and have a look at that sign.
Yeah.
And since it's in Norwegian, we can do a translation of it in the description.
Sure.
If people aren't sure, but I guess if you get to the website, is there an English version?
There is some English posts.
Oh, good.
And all of our Facebook posts since 2020, this year, are now in English.
Okay,
because
great.
we see more and more English-speaking people,
students,
etc., coming here, and so we wanted to give them also the information that they require.
Brilliant.
So Kneiken Felleshage, Felles means communal, so we grow everything together. It's an edible garden in the middle of the city, and we grow herbs, fruits, vegetables, and berries, and other useful plants. And everyone who wants to can join. And then it's our webpage, kneiken.no, and with support from Trondheim Kommune.
There you go.
That's it.
Thank you for the translation.
Thank you.
Glad that I didn't have to do that. My Norwegian's not as good as his, for obvious reasons. Cool. So, wrapping things up, in some of the other videos I've asked a question, which is, what is your most embarrassing moment? However, today I thought we'll try something new.
Yeah, we can have a look at the greenhouse. It's a bit messy.
Okay, so maybe
we could do it in the greenhouse.
Do you want to do quick fire? Some questions in here then?
Beautiful.
All right, we can do it in here. That's fine. It's nice and hot. We'll get a sweat on.
This is Australian summer.
Now we're getting the humidity of Australia in here as well. Lovely.
Sure, we can.
Yep. Yeah. So I've prepared something a little bit different, which I've never done before in a video.
Okay, cool.
Right, called Quick Fire 5.
Ooh. All right.
And
it is like fire. So.
It is, yeah. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Reptile, animal, or fish?
Reptile.
Chill night in with friends, or sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
Chill night with friends.
Takeaway dinner or home cooked?
Home cooked, always.
Of course. Here we are at Kneiken. All right, we've got 2 more. Beer or wine?
Wine.
And
cider? Can I say cider?
Oh, no. That's not an option. Not on
wine.
this video.
Dry wine.
It's got to be wine. Okay, and then last but not least, because people need to know you're a human being.
Right.
Chocolate or candy?
Chocolate.
Too easy.
Every day.
All right, Andreas, thank you so much for
you.
showing us around. Lovely to talk to you, and please give yourself a plug so people know where to find you if they would like some help with maybe gardening tips, physiotherapy, and some health advice as well.
Yeah, so on Wednesday evenings and Sunday mornings you'll find me here probably. Otherwise I work in a clinic in Vår Frues gate 2, and I have a webpage, paleotherapeuten.no, Instagram and Facebook as well. And I see all kinds of clients in all ages with all complaints, and especially when it comes to chronic issues related to digestion or fatigue syndromes and stuff like this. So paleotherapeuten.no, Instagram and Facebook, or try find me here in the garden.
Fantastic. We will make sure all those links are in the description of the video.
Great. Yeah.
Thank you so much again, buddy.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Welcome back.
Haha.
It's hot. It's hot.
It's really hot. Let's get outside of the humidity.
So you want to go through the jungle, huh?
He wants to go through the jungle.
Okay, fine. I don't take responsibility for any nettle stings. So, by the way, these are some more berry bushes.
Okay, cool.
Blackcurrants.
So the producer has decided that we're going to go through the jungle. Woo! Because, you know, we're all adventurous. It is Adventures with Grant. So
I hear a mower. I hope it's not going to mow down our trees. Here we have another friend of ours.
Oh, there we go.
This is Gunstelbert.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's a name of a species of hazelnut tree.
Okay, cool.
So this is another hazelnut tree.
There you go.
Just give it 7 years, they will have nuts.
Fantastic. So what's really cool is that even while we're trying to get out of this place, there's little things popping up all over the place, which is great.
And here's his little brother.
Yeah.
Another hazelnut tree.
Nice.
And you wouldn't believe all the things I found in here.
I can imagine.
Beer bottles.
Yeah, I was going to say beer bottles, tennis balls maybe, or footballs. And
dog toys. Bras.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cutlery.
Really getting into the nature of things. Now, Andreas, since we're fighting through here, is there a reason why you guys are letting it all grow out?
Yeah.
So if we just have a quick look, it's pretty grown over here, and there's a reason for that?
It's called natural limitations.
Yeah, there you go.
All the members of the garden usually have a job or there's students.
Yeah.
And so it's about time. We can't really keep it super nice and tidy everywhere.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we're taking care of the weeds next to our crops, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like a very visually beautiful garden like you go to the botanical gardens. It looks a bit more messy and raw.
Yeah.
But that's nature's way.
Exactly.
So we never leave soil open.
Cool.
Because when you leave soil, like brown soil open, it sweats.
Yeah.
And the nutrients, they go up in the atmosphere and it dries out real quick. So letting the grass fall back down to the ground, letting the leaves fall to the ground is how nature does it. Nature doesn't leave soil open. And so that's the principle we try to go by. And all of the grass that you see here now, you can call them weeds.
Yeah. How many questions can be asked. Like, you know, we could have brought out recipes. We could maybe look at that another day. Like today, we're going to make food at Kneiken.
Oh, we should do that. Barbecuing cool. At Kneiken
exactly.
with Grant. Yeah.
So that's something we should definitely do. I think that's a really cool thing we can do. Yeah. So you know, we can definitely improve it now.
We could come back.
Yeah.
We can come back, sit down, and then also have a chat about nutrition. Or
it'd be nice to have the leader with us. You know, the woman who's running it as well.
Elizabeth, for sure.
That would be great to do it, and actually maybe. Yeah. Why don't we make a barbecue with the people who are from Kneiken?
And all the different nationalities and backgrounds. Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
So yeah, there's definitely things we can do.
Yeah.
But I think that length of podcast is good.
I think so too. I agree, actually.
Quite effective, quite...
Yeah, but still covering a lot.
Still covering a lot, exactly. So what are your plans for the weekend, mate? Now that we're... are you done for the day?
Oh, not in any way, shape or form. No, I'm not working. A friend is coming from home. Cool. Well, he's living in Oslo, but he's a friend, buddy. He's coming to the city at 3 o'clock. And he's gonna stay with me for the weekend. And we're going to another friend, Tom, the Matoma, the producer.
Yep.
For barbecuing, some beers and barbecuing at his garden.
Lovely.
So that's the plan. Bless you.
Easy, big fella.
That's the plan for today. And then Andrea is going on a climb adventure, so she'll be gone until tomorrow.
Nice.
So that means.
Do you have some time to yourself to chill with the boys?
Yeah. You know, it's not often I actually do that now. I'm getting into the relationship bubble. Yeah, exactly. Especially with Corona. Yeah. Oh my God.
Because I'm quite looking forward to getting back into climbing again.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about it on this outtake. We did it on the last outtake.
Yeah.
But getting outdoors and stuff like that is so nice at this time of the year in Norway.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm going camping this weekend.
It's going to be 30 degrees on Sunday.
I know. It's absolutely
pack
crazy.
No clothes and lots of water. Yeah. That's hectic.
No, it's going to be.
But on Sunday, awesome. There's actually a summer party at Kneiken. I forgot to say that. We're having it's a combination of a summer party that we have every year.
Yeah, right.
But it's also a opening because Corona rules have now become a bit more loosened up.
Yep.
And so we're allowed to have up to 20 people for public events.
Nice.
So we'll be around 15, 20 people in the garden barbecuing.
Lovely.
And maybe some quiz, maybe some music.
Cool.
And it's a thing we do every year.
Fantastic.
So
yeah, that'd be nice. Now we're under pressure to talk some more here by the producer, filming us as we go.
Don't get run over by a car now.
Don't fall over and trip or anything.
I guess all the mistakes we do now is not so critical.
Not at all. I think part of the fun of this is that it's all new.
Yeah.
And who knows what's going to happen.
What the fuck we're doing.
Exactly.
We're trying shit out.
He's not ready for stardom yet.
No.
I think the producers passed the sneeze on to me. I think I can feel one coming along as well.
Are you pollen?
A little bit.
Allergic?
Not much.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
I used to say I'm intolerant to almost anything, but not pollen.
Right.
Luckily. We can do that. Yeah.
Oh, don't forget his sign.
Plug in. Look at them, the marathoner. Can you film a whole marathon, Christopher, while you run? How great would that be?
You've been locked out.
No, I can lock you in. Can I now? No, if that door is open, then I can. If Henny's left, we're fucked.
Are we done now?